I'm Jackie. I'm an Arizona realtor and have built a multi-million-dollar business with my husband by using what I learned from being a teacher. Now I'm bringing the steps I took to leave the classroom and become a top producing agent and team owner. So grab your coffee, cherry vanilla Coke, or maybe even a cocktail, and let's begin. Welcome back, friends. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about how to get started. So when you become a realtor, it's extremely intimidating. You've gone to school, you passed your school and your state exam, and now you're ready to start making it rain, right? Okay, if you're lucky enough to have connected to the perfect brokerage, hopefully you are receiving mentorship, training, and you're ready to rock this thing. But guys, you may have still no idea where to start. Well, that's where I come in. So let's go ahead and think back to when we were a student teacher. For some of us, that may be a long way back in the memory, or maybe it was just a few years ago. So I remember my student teaching experience. I was ready to take over the entire classroom on day one. I had this huge ego that I already knew everything. I mean, I was about to graduate from school, right? I'd been a student before, so what could be so hard? You just pick up the teacher manual and you follow along. I mean, how hard can it really be to teach a group of fifth graders how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions, right? It's easy. Wrong. I had no idea what I was doing. So I remember taking a small group of students back to like a back little kidney bean table. And I was trying to explain to them the process of operations with fractions. And I was shocked. They couldn't understand me. They couldn't follow along. They were completely lost and I was frustrated. How could I fail? What did I do wrong? Guys, real estate is just like that. It's filled with people who think being a realtor will be just a walk in the park. I mean, seriously, how hard can it be, right? It also doesn't help that there are multiple real estate shows on Netflix that just show the glitz and the glamour. But guys, that isn't real life. When you start in this business, you have to have drive. You have to be ready to do anything to get a job done. You have a huge amount of learning to do, just like when you were a student teacher. But you also have to start making money, right? I mean, we can't eat beans and rice forever. I mean, I guess we could, but who would want to? And who would want to be around us? So anyhow, I've created a list of things that you should be doing as soon as you are licensed and you've signed on with your broker. Okay, so here we go. Number one, you want to become friends with the agents in your office. This is why. Your broker is there to help you, but they cannot be your end-all be-all. Your mentor is there to help you, but they can't be your end-all be-all. You need to have as many teachers who are able to help you in your office, and that starts by creating friendships with those agents. Now, research their sales. Find a few of them that you want to shadow. Now, obviously, you need to ask them first. Don't be like a stalker where you just follow people around. That would be really weird. Okay? Ask questions. Ask them, what was your first year in real estate like? Did they have a lot of sales? How did they get those sales? Were they referrals? Were there people in their neighborhood? How did they get? Ask lots of questions, guys, okay? Ask them, what did they do to get their clients? Ask them, what did they do that was a waste of their time? That's so important. If you were able to learn from other people's mistakes, it's going to help you out so much. Okay. Now, make sure you have a mentor. A mentor is kind of like a student-teacher liaison. They're going to be there when you have questions. They're going to check in on you. They're going to help you learn the ropes. If your brokerage doesn't have a mentor, guys, you need to run fast, okay? Now, time blocking. You need to make sure that you're spending the bulk of your time prospecting. Now, prospecting is super important in the beginning. Well, heck, it's important all the time, okay? It's the task that you're doing to find people who actually want to work with you. Now, in a given day, new agents should be spending 2 to 3 hours of prospecting, maybe even 4, okay? Now, prospecting could look like a lot of different things. So here's a few. Door knock in your neighborhood. Get to know your neighbors. Show them the value, okay? Now, you don't just want to knock and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm a realtor, right? You want to bring them some piece of value, okay? Calling your sphere of influence. That is an idea of prospecting. Hosting an open house. Calling expired listings. Calling FSBOs. Now, you want to make sure you have a good script, okay, when you're calling them, especially in the beginning. Handing out flyers. During prospecting, guys, you're going to hear a lot of no's. But remember, each no is going to get you closer to a yes. Okay, the next thing, super important. Write this down. You ready? Stop watching selling whatever it is on Netflix, okay? Yes, we all like drama. We all like that stuff. But guys, this isn't real life. It's highly unlikely that you will walk in on day 1 or even day 30 and have some $1 million cash client who's ready to sign on the dotted line. What am I even talking about? There is no line. It's a doc sign. It's sent electronically. None of us even carry around pens. Okay, anyway, you get my point. Next thing, write down your goals, okay? Set them and write them down. So I'm currently reading a book. It's called Mastering Your Real Estate Career. It was written by my mentors and my partners in real estate, Chuck and Angela Fazio. If you do not have this book, you need to get it, okay? And if you don't have the money to buy it, you need to message me and I will get you a copy. Now, they have this whole chapter that they wrote about saying how to write your goals. Now, Angela's really good with big words. Me, not so much. So I'm going to explain this in smaller words because I can't even pronounce some of the words that she uses. But anyhow, she explains that when you write your goal down and you read it each morning, it creates a filter in your brain. And you start seeing those opportunities to reach that goal more clearly. So here's an example that she uses. Think about your dream car, okay? Or maybe it's not a dream car. Maybe it's just a car you want to buy, like it's a regular old car, okay? And all of a sudden, when you're driving, you start seeing that car everywhere. Guys, this is going on with me right now. So one of my goals is I really want a Tesla, okay? I know it sounds materialistic, but I spend so much time in my car. I spend so much money on gas. So I really just want a car that's electric. And the Tesla, you can get it where it's kind of like a minivan. Anyhow, I'm rambling. So anyhow, every single January, I create a vision board of my goals. Now, at first, I thought vision boards were kind of kooky. Like, really, I'm going to put pictures on a board and then magically it's going to happen. Okay, no, that's not vision boarding. So I keep the board on my desk. And each morning, I read those goals out loud and I declare it over my life. So here are 2 of the goals that I set for this year. I want to help 50 families buy or sell a home this year. Now that seems big, and it is big, but I know that I can do it with a little bit of help. Here's another goal. I will sell $40 million in volume with my husband and I this year. Now, is that a lot? Yeah, it's an awful lot, but I know that we can do it. When I start declaring these goals over my life, I am filtering my brain to constantly see the opportunities that are going to come in front of me. They're going to become right there, and those goals are going to become my reality. Guys, real estate's hard, and the media makes it look so easy. But what media doesn't show you is the amount of agents who quit in their first year, the amount of agents who only close 1 to 2 in a year. But that doesn't have to be you. You can create generational wealth through real estate, but you have to work hard. Now, I'm going to make an assumption about you real quick. Yeah, you, the person on the other end of that podcast. If you're a teacher, I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption that you're not the same teacher you were when you started year 1. You've grown in your craft. You don't rely on published textbooks to deliver instructions. You're able to look at a standard for a subject and not only understand what mastery of that standard looks like, but how to deliver quality instruction and assessment to determine what your students need. Now, if you can do that, you can do this. If you're a teacher who researches new ideas, new ways to teach, creates mind-blowing lessons where students love learning, you're the partners I'm looking for. So keep listening. I'm going to keep sharing everything I've learned and things that I'm still learning, so that way together we can both have success. Going into real estate seems scary. Starting something new can be a challenge, but you keep the attention of 24 to 32 students a day for 7 hours. You maintain peace in a sea of hormones and body odor. You can do this, and I'm here to help. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Jackie Durbin AZ. Also, like, share, and rate this podcast. If you need help or you have state-specific questions, reach out to me and I'll gladly help. Everyone wants to go into real estate. It can be a lot of fun, but you will have some challenges along the way. Knowing where to start and what to do is frustrating when you start something new. But I am committed to share everything I have and will continue to do to reach my desired level of success. Follow along with me, and there's ain't nothing that's going to stop us now.